Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we have a watch unboxing. It's the Tudor Pelagos FXD. I've looked at this watch off and on over the years. The original one has the reverse. It's a timing bezel, not a diving bezel or whatever. Basically, it's backwards from this. You got 50, 40, and then the rest of it. So this is the latest model. Actually, a friend of mine told me he was thinking about selling it, and I said, hey, I'm interested in it. And long story short, I bought it from him. I actually met in person and bought the watch. So I kind of messed up this unboxing. Typically I unbox the watch and then I wear it. But this time I just started wearing the watch. Had it on wrist for almost a week now, so I'm actually wearing it today. So I kind of messed up this unboxing. So a little bit different than most of my unboxings. This is a strap he's letting me borrow for a little bit. I haven't tried it on this one yet. I like the idea, but one thing about it is it's a little bit of a, he showed me how to loop the strap through here. It's a little bit of a to-do, takes a little bit of time. And I think with this watch I'm going to want to change to straps, but I've had it on the strap for basically a week now, pretty close to a week. Well, not quite a week, but it's been quite a few days. So I've been really enjoying my time wearing this watch. One thing it's not good for is wearing a dress shirt, and I wear a dress shirt basically 5 days a week for work. So I might have to get it on a different strap, but the original FXD, like I said, the diving bezel or the timing bezel is backwards, and it's 120 click bi-directional. This is 60 click unidirectional. So you cannot rotate it the other way around. And this is black, and the original FXD was blue. They offer this in black and blue. It's not quite the bright blue of the Pelagos, at least what I can gather from pictures online. I've never seen, I don't think I've seen this one in person. So titanium watch, stainless steel back, titanium bezel, ceramic bezel insert, flat sapphire crystal. The entire bezel is loomed. I'll show you the lume at the end of the video here. Super lightweight. I weighed it at 82 grams on this Tudor strap, and this does have titanium hardware. I think most of the aftermarket stuff has stainless steel, but I think I've seen Erica's original has titanium. I just started looking at a bunch of different straps. Really haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet. So this is the Octopod that my friends let me borrow. And then this also comes with a rubber strap, kind of like a rubber single pass strap. Actually, I haven't felt this yet, so it's kind of interesting texture to it. I have a two-piece rubber strap like this. Actually, here it is. I have a little box of straps over here. It kind of reminds me of this in a way. This is ribbed, and this one is more like a, almost like a knurled pattern. It's kind of interesting texture to this. I'd like to look at their mold that they made this with. It'd be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, titanium hardware on this one as well. You can feel it's super lightweight. And I think he's owned this for like a year or two, and he's wore it a lot, and like no defects on it, which, kind of surprising that it's titanium and it's on a strap like this. So it's usually pretty well exposed. Popped off a little bit off wrist. Actually, I think he wore it on a different strap. Actually, I think he wore it on this one. But anyway, so this is a bead blasted stainless steel. So not quite the same look, but as he pointed out, this is going to be on the bottom anyway, so you're really not going to, see these next to each other very often. I've never actually taken off this strap, so let's do that. So he has a larger wrist than I do, and he was saying that he would have to take this all the way off to get it over his hand and on his wrist. For me, it works very nicely. I have a 6.5 inch wrist. Lug to lug on this is 52, and my wristband is 52 millimeters. So I was a little concerned the lug to lug may be a little bit too big, but I think it looks okay on my wrist. I'll put it back on my wrist in just a moment here. One interesting thing is this has a stainless steel case back, at least from what I read from the articles. So I imagine they must be sharing this with their other watches in the 42mm size range. That's the other thing. It's a little bit larger than what I'm looking at now. Right now, I think the largest watch I really like to wear is my Submariner, and this is a little bit larger than that, but it's such a different watch, and it just feels like something you would want to wear, and I guess in a war, or I think the Navy might use this, the U.S. Navy, or a variation of this, but it doesn't have, it has like 2 lines instead of the 4 lines. Like I said, I was reading a bunch of articles before finally buying this. Watched a bunch of videos, read a bunch of articles. There's a bunch of straps out there I want to try. I want to try a Nick Manke strap, but I guess those are like 12 to 14 week delivery time. But I'll probably still order one and just, who knows, maybe it'll show up for Christmas. So be like a Christmas present, because I'm sure I will have forgotten about it by then. So yeah, very cool. Let me put it on this rubber strap actually. I'll get it back on wrist. And then I'll have to remember to check out the Lume. So this feels like it might be a little more durable. I kind of worry about the Velcro coming undone. Also for I think this thing is $4,600. The strap isn't really, I don't know, I mean, I would think the strap would be a little better looking for the money. Not saying that it's poor quality, just with the sonic welding here, you got a little bit of fraying going on. And like I said, he didn't really wear this strap, so must be how it came from the factory. I almost wonder if I could take a lighter to it, but I don't know. Probably just wearing a different strap. So let's try this one here. I don't think he ever wore this one either. Yeah, so we got black on black, black dial. The full bezel is loomed. Very cool looking watch, and different from anything else in my collection. I can't think of anything else I have that looks close to this. Maybe my Zen U50 kind of looks a little tactical, but not quite like this. Okay, let's see. A little bit challenging putting this one on. Snake it in there. Yeah, like I said, I have a 6.5 inch wrist, 52mm wristband. So I think we would, yeah, so 2 keepers. So put it through this one. Oh geez, so this thing, I wonder if I tuck it back under like a NATO strap. Sorry for being off camera, just trying to. Trying to think how this would. Not exactly sure how I would do this. Perhaps not made for a wrist my size. The Velcro strap seems to be just about perfect though. Yeah, see, this is taking too long. I'm not going to like to use this. So, really not sure what to do with that. Unless, hold on, I'm going to move it around a little bit. Alright, so that's a little better. I was putting it on like it was a NATO strap, but if I put it on more like it's a regular dive strap, then it works out better, because then the tongue is down here. I could probably actually pull this around a little bit more, but this will give you the idea here. No taper, so it is 22mm all the way around. Same thing with the Velcro strap. I did order some different Velcro straps from a smartwatch, so I'll be unboxing those well after this video, but releasing it later. Yeah, so a little bit longer of an unboxing video. That's about all I want to say about this, and I almost keep forgetting the Lume. So let's just turn off the lights and hit it with UV light. We'll end the video with the Lume. Really can't complain about that. I mean, everything is loomed on this. Also, if you haven't noticed, there's no date on the watch either, which I do appreciate. So, alright, that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for your time, and thank you for watching.